Over Just Some Friends podcast, episode number 34. Today's episode is Josh, or as most people call him, Norse. How's it going, mate? Been a while.
Yeah, not bad. How are you? How are you, man?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm pretty hyped that it's school holidays now. Like, get a breather from
Yeah,
all the homework and all that, which
yeah.
is,
Did you finish today or?
yeah, we finished today. Yourself?
Oh, same.
Yeah, that was good, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
um, and we're going to discuss everything from like probably countless Discord chats during lockdown. Yeah, I remember that like fondly. We're going to talk about
Oh,
Among Us because yeah, we abuse that shit. Um,
we do.
cricket, yeah, cricket. We love our cricket. And some funny stories. So let's get started, mate.
Oh,
The first topic is hypotheticals. Which in a cricket sense, so I know you don't open the batting, but hypothetically, if you were to open the batting, um, would you be facing or at the non-strikers end?
I suppose it would depend on who my other batsman would be, but I think I'd probably take the first ball, just set the tone of the game. Really get that run rate ticking really early, or else it's
Yeah, that's
just
a good attitude, mate.
it's just a boring game.
Oh yeah, that's good because some people take 10 years to hit a run, which sometimes I'm like I play like that kind of. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Tell me about
yeah, it's not good. I've had a few not outs, so yeah. Anyway.
it. Good to the
Good.
stats. It goes to the
Yeah, it's
stats.
good for my cricket.
Mate, my cricket is stuffed. I get like, large ass scores and then, zeros and just
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this year was my first season of playing cricket, so it was a good experience. I
ah,
mean, yeah, I
how'd
enjoyed
you
it.
go, man? Yeah.
Yeah, our team wasn't the best, but like it was enjoyable. I enjoyed like doing the fielding, the batting, the bowling, like everything except the bowling. I was getting carded literally every bowl, so that wasn't fun.
That
But batting, I enjoyed.
constantly happens. Yeah,
Yeah,
batting is fun if you're like if you know what you're doing. If you just kind of walk out there with like, straight arm, just
yeah,
it
exactly
just
right.
get
Like, yeah,
it gets like boring.
yeah, and we'll surely discuss more about cricket later.
Yeah,
Um,
easy.
yeah, for sure. And we'll move on to like music on the podcast. I know everyone loves different types of music, which is a good thing because we don't want to be boring. Norse, mate, what type of music or artists do you listen to?
Oh, I've got a variety. Recently I've been listening to like some Adam Jensen and Unlike Pluto, a bit of Bones. My favorite artist though is probably a guy named Grandson, who's it's
Yeah,
kind of yeah, it's kind of metal. It's kind of metal, but it's more like I listen to it for the lyrics. Like it's a lot political correctness and whatnot, and
yeah.
it's a good artist.
And what genre would you classify like the artist in?
Oh, I mean, I've tried. I thought there was a whole genre to it, but it's like it's really just goes under pop. I think like
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah,
it's so annoying because you'd think there'd be more specific categories to this, but it's
it's just
just
pop.
really
Yeah,
vague. Like, yeah, is that funky? Sure, goes under the pop category.
that's true. Yeah, they should kind of mix it around a bit. I don't feel like it's pop. It is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's doesn't feel right, but
Yeah.
what can you do?
What can you do? We're not the music gods, so we can't really do much about it. Ah. All right. So moving on, like talk us through your experiences with high school. Like obviously, like 6 terms left of high school because this term's done. So how's the journey been so far?
Oh, 6 terms. Geez, so far. Like, I mean, well, last year obviously went as a blur, but just
Yeah.
everything so far has just been, tougher than I thought. Like this
Yeah.
year especially, year. I don't know if it's just because in contrast to last year, it's just a huge blow up, but year 11's tough, man.
Yeah. There's just so
Yeah.
much homework and stuff you need to get done, or you're in
Oh
like
yeah.
deep shit. Yeah.
I mean, far out. Like I do two science subjects and just
Not bad.
they're tough. They
Yeah.
are very tough.
Yeah. And Mate, what current subjects are you doing and which ones are your favourite?
Oh, I mean, so I've got your basics, general math, English. Then you got a bit of drama. Which,
Bit of
I like
drama,
to get
mate.
my
Bit of an actor.
yeah, like career wise, could always go that way. But
True.
yeah, I've got a bit of philosophy because
Ooh,
I like my midnight rants where I just go on about the secrets of the
yeah,
universe
but
and
the
just
debates are crazy. Like,
when you get into a philosophical debate with someone who truly understands it, it's just I
yeah,
love
yeah,
it.
exactly right. Yeah,
And
and
then
your
I got
sciences.
and then sciences I got bio and chem, which
Ooh,
chem is the
chem.
hardest.
Fuck yeah, I can't even
Yeah,
imagine.
I don't know whether it's just the last topic which we did was atoms and whatnot. Like the thing about chem is they go, yeah, so everything we taught you, yeah, that's all rubbish. We all lied. This is how it goes, and we're just like,
Yeah,
what, what?
and you have to remember so many like key terms and stuff.
Exactly. Like,
It's unbelievable, man.
like isotopes, cations. No, that's actually my topic now.
I've got no idea.
Ah,
I don't do any sciences, so yeah.
yeah, science is fun. I mean, my mum's a scientist, a researcher.
Oh, yeah, that's good as.
Runs in the blood.
Yeah, it runs in the blood, mate. No wonder you're good at science.
Oh,
Only
I wouldn't
science
say
I'd,
good.
yeah, well, decent. The one I'd probably do would be psych and maybe bio if I could in year 12,
Yeah,
but not right
yeah,
now.
psych last year was actually really interesting. It was tough, mind you, because of quarantine, but just it was very interesting. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So I know you're a man of the accents. You've got some solid accents, a lot better than my impressions of people. But maybe the next Elliot Loney. I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but he impersonates people.
Oh yeah, no,
It's pretty.
yeah. I like to whenever I find a character or actor that I really enjoy, I'll try my best to impersonate him, like Peter Baelish, from Game of Thrones. I can do a lot of Game of Thrones stuff. Like we
Yeah.
got you ever watch Vikings? Power
No, no
is
idea.
always dangerous. It attracts the worst and
That
corrupts the
sounds good enough. Yeah.
best.
And I know your
They're
main.
tough accents.
Yeah. It's so complicated, but yeah. And I know your main one is literally Morgan Freeman. I've heard you like you've done
Oh
it a few
yes.
times, but can you say this quote by Morgan Freeman in your best accent? So the quote is challenge yourself, it's the only path which leads to growth. Go for it.
So what was the second part? The English,
Challenge yourself, it's the only path which leads to growth.
which leads to what?
Growth.
Growth. Challenge yourself. It's the only path that leads to growth. I didn't get that
That is
last part.
solid, mate. That is solid.
Yes, I like to muck around when we were having fun.
Yeah, we love that, mate. The Morgan Freeman quotes, especially we'll talk about this later, but especially during Among Us, like
Oh,
when someone kills you or something, you just go like, just bring out a Morgan Freeman quote or
you bloody bastard. I'll
yeah,
find where you live and I'll slaughter your family.
exactly, mate.
Oh, they were the good old times.
Oh, good old times. Yeah, and let's talk about cricket now because we love our cricket. You're known as a fine bowler, very fine. And decent with the bat as well, which is good. So probably
Oh,
a would you say a bowling all rounder? Would you say?
actually, not anymore. I
Not anymore.
like since last season, I've worked on my batting a lot, and I ended up getting a ton of runs this year, and I reckon batting now is
Shit.
taking preference over my bowling, which is something I never thought would happen, but stuff happens.
Stuff happens, yeah. So what would you say now? Batting all rounder?
Yeah, batting all rounder,
All
but
right.
like yeah, I no longer got them opening spells or anything with the bowl, but
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
another
that's
hat trick
interesting,
though.
man. Another hat trick, solid, mate.
I'm
How'd you get
claiming
that?
I'm claiming it. oh, I'm claiming it was a team hat trick, but team didn't. Yeah, it's like so wicket bowled him, next ball, bloke hits it back to me, and they've run, and I'm just like, oh, okay, that's a run out. Then next ball bowled him. So it's technically, in all technicality, it's a team hat trick, but I'm gonna
But
claim
yeah,
it.
just claim it. It was you that got the run out anyway, like back
Yeah,
into the stumps. Yeah.
and like there was a lot of controversy between the blokes and I, like, oh yeah, no, it's a team hat trick. No, it's a hat trick. But all rule book stuff, it's regular team hat trick.
Yeah, 100%. All right, we'll talk more about like a serious note now. Like, so the quote of a podcast where it's push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. Like, is there a quote or something you live by?
Oh, none that I can think of off the top of my head, but I live I live by morality. Like,
Fair enough.
no one quote will probably, inspire me to do this thing, but like, just sometimes you got to do it for yourself. You can't really rely on much others. Like, especially like playing cricket when I'm bowling. I always try and attack the stumps because not that I don't trust my teammates, but it's like you're more likely, to get a confirmed wicket by just attacking those pegs and rather than trying to give the catch or whatever. So
Yeah.
I suppose work for yourself. Nothing's going to come too easy.
Yeah, no, that's really good, mate. Yeah, because you got to put in the effort to, I guess, the
Hmm.
phrase is reap your rewards. So,
Yeah, no,
all right.
exactly.
Yeah, it's good. All right,
Yeah,
so I
no,
know,
reap your own reward.
yeah, I know you read a fair bit, mate. So talk us through like the last book you've read, um, and give us a bit of a rundown of the book.
Song of Ice and Fire, Feast for Crows. So that's like the fourth book in the installment by George R. R. Martin. Oh, it's a tough read. Like,
Mm.
again, like, oh, it's a fantastic but tough read. Because you've got it's Game of Thrones, but twice as good because you don't have budgets and stuffy writing and whatnot. But
Yeah,
you know, it, the thing about a good book is it'll transport you into that world, and you can imagine yourself as the characters. You go to sleep at night thinking, "Oh, I would save that character if I was in that world or whatever." And, you have a fantastic battle. You're the main character. You got the fattest plot armor and whatnot, and it's uh, the, those types of dreams are the best because and that's what a good book does. And I think that A Song of Ice and Fire is a fantastic book. Like, I recommend to everyone.
yeah, for sure. I might have to give it a read or check it out. Seems very interesting. Because it's like a series, yeah. Like, how many books are there in the installment?
Seven currently, but there's two more coming out, which would be the end of the series. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's so technical. Like everyone knew Game of Thrones is like that one thing where it's like, oh, he's doing his sister and he's king of that place and they're doing this and she's got dragons. This is twice as detailed. You've got more characters to remember. You got more plots to keep track of. You got just the attention to detail is so incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how long are the books? Just quickly, like pages, page wise.
About well, that's about I'd say about 800 pages, which
Oof.
is again not an easy read,
Yeah,
but if you enjoy your books, then it's nothing.
yeah. Yeah, it's probably nothing for you, mate. Yeah,
Yeah, books really have a power to paint a picture. It's incredible.
that's true. I mean, a few weeks ago we had like someone on the podcast, but we're talking about how like when you read a book, yeah, you visualize it. You're pretty much there, yeah, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know how some people just see words. Like that's how's that possible? Like some people just read the book and they see words. You know what I mean? Like they're not there.
Usually those will be the types of people who are, forced to read or they don't read out of the love of it.
Yeah,
You get
exactly.
you get a school book, and I'm guilty of doing this. You get a school book, you read it like, all right, next page. He went to the mall, and he bought a packet of tuna and
Yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah. True.
but if you really like go into the book thinking, all right, this could be interesting. I want to see this. I want to
Yeah,
read
yeah,
this.
exactly. Yeah.
I want to be in that world. Like even I'm will sometimes just subconsciously get into the world, or even a book that I don't like. Like what is it? Currently in school, we're reading No Sugar by Jack Davis,
Yeah.
and everyone has described it as like uh, it's not the best book because it's a screenplay. It's not exactly a book that you read, but like it's powerful, man. Like I'm able to transport my mind into that book and just visualize everything.
It's good.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's good we can visualize books because you feel like you're like more invested in it, and yeah, it will just benefit you a lot more if you're there. Essentially,
Mm,
that's what I
yeah,
kind of feel.
I've even tried making my own book, which
Really,
yeah, I've got like a couple paragraphs. You know,
it's not bad. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I get a bit of fantasy, going.
yeah,
It,
true.
so far, everyone who's read it has enjoyed the 3 paragraphs that I've written. So yeah, it's funny because I'll do really good in stuff that I'm really interested in, but
Yeah,
like school stuff. You tell me to write an essay, mind blank. No words.
yeah, I get what you mean. I think everyone's like that. Like, the more passionate you are with something, the more you're gonna put effort into, and yeah, you should keep that um writing going, mate. That's 3 paragraphs more than me, so yeah, keep it on.
Fair enough.
Oh, all right. Now is a money segment. So, are there any funny stories other from like school, obviously Discord, cricket that you remember fondly and you want to share to the listeners?
Oh, I too many to count, but
Pick one.
uh, there was a moment cricket earlier this season where
Yeah,
so pretty shoddy looking game. Like one of our blokes, he's come back from he was his first game in like a year or whatever, and
shit.
he's got hit in the head and he's had to go to the hospital. And our other bloke who was injured had to take him, so we're 2 players short. And our club president, the legend he is, he called up the club saying, "Yo, we need players. Come down, come down." One bloke, Alan, he's come down. He's a he's a great bloke. Anyway, so we're halfway through. I remember bowling, so I'm the one bowling here. Guy whacks it at him, and he's just stuck out his hand. No idea how he's caught it. Like he hasn't
Yeah.
caught it, but like he stopped the ball, and we're all thinking, "Yes, Alan, go, mate, go!" And him getting all excited, has a ping at the stumps, and he's halfway between one stump and the other. It's just straight through the middle of the pitch, 4 byes, and we're just dying on the pitch because it was. We're thinking, oh no, buddy,
Oh, not anywhere near it at all. Like through the
no.
pitch, the middle of the pitch. Yeah, did you say?
Yeah. I think he felt so bad about it, but we were too busy
Oh
cracking
my
up to
god,
laugh. Oh,
that bloke needs
and
some fielding practice.
oh, everyone could do a fielding practice though.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
thing.
true. Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, what else is there? Discord stories, mate. Like everyone loves a good Discord story. Oh, honestly, I can't pick out a single Discord story that would, from like our time playing together and just,
That's true.
random
Yeah.
games. I cannot pick out a single moment because it was all fun. Like,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I remember I love getting angry at you, when you just in the game chat, vote him out. Vote him out. It's not even him, just vote him out.
Uh, yeah,
Oh,
that's such good times.
man.
Yeah.
Oh, they are good time. Like I've got Discord open in the background here now, and like I've never stopped gaming. I like my gaming. I like my sport. I'm a bit
Bit of
too
both.
invested in both.
Yeah, that used to be me, but I've kind of dropped off with the gaming.
It's
Yeah.
probably the healthier option.
No, I'm just quickly scrolling through the chat, like the Discord, seeing if there's any gold or something. We'll quickly pause it and yeah,
There's
pause.
always
All right, let's go. So I think we're talking about Among Us, yeah, and some funny stories about that. So, all right, here's a quote from Norse. He said, "Can we just take a moment to acknowledge that if someone didn't know what the fuck Among Us was, they'd be so fucking confused about why we type random letters in chat. This knowledge brings me joy." So basically, you have to like type up a code with like letters to enter the game. And for people who don't play Among Us, they'd just be like, "What is this person typing?" And yeah,
it's
it'd
all
be the funny
gibberish.
shit. Yeah, it's all
The
gibberish.
numbers, Mason. What do they mean?
And we had this code which spelt out a funny word. So shout out to Maz, but it says she typed this, but it says SXXYMF. So basically, sexy mother effer. All right. So yeah, it's it's interesting how Among Us just I'm pretty sure randomly did that code, right, Norse?
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I've seen, scrolling through Instagram memes and whatnot, just literally just seeing the wackiest codes of like I've never seen. You'd think, yeah, you'd think that they had to have typed this up or something, but no,
Yeah,
it's
I
just
just find it pretty mind blowing. Yeah.
yeah.
And there's also like some interesting names as well, like nicknames from Among Us. Do you remember a few of yours, and could you name a few?
I think I can't remember the one I had, but I think my current one is still Fura, which is
You're right.
you
Well,
know I've had a lot of stuff in the middle of like games like people calling Nazi stuff, and I'm just like, shut up. I'm not a Nazi. I'm just the Führer. Silence, fool. Silence.
you're right.
What are you talking about? Like
Yeah,
there were more than one Führer. There was more than one Führer in this world, and it wasn't just Hitler.
yeah, that's true. I remember you used that nickname a lot. Yeah, pretty interesting. Um, I don't remember mine, but I think mine was just one was Joe Biden because we were trying to hype Joe Biden up for the election, and he
Oh
ended up
yeah.
winning. Yeah. Um,
I I have like tons of relatives in the US, and my cousin was threatening to move to Australia if Trump won again. So a lot of people are stoked that Biden won.
yeah, that's good. Hopefully, he can bring good to the US. Yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah, hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah, it's not too good down there in terms of like all the riots and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe I saw something in the news like there was a gunman outside Pamela Harris's office or something. They got arrested like immediately, but it's not the best start to a presidency.
Yeah,
I can
for
say I've
sure.
said not
Um,
that it's like his to blame, but
yeah, I get what you mean. Cause it's not much they can do about it, but
mm,
even both sides, like, you can't control the gun laws, or yeah, so hard to control. Just
that's
mind
why
blowing.
Australia is the land of
Safety.
snakes.
Yeah,
Safety? I don't think so.
yeah, maybe not
Uh,
safety, but like gun laws are a lot safer. Come on, yeah.
no school shootings.
Yeah, no school shootings, but plenty of school stabbings, which isn't good. Nah, that's yeah, fucked.
Yeah.
That's why I don't get on the wrong side of people, which I try not to do. Just be good to everyone, or else you
Yeah,
might get
exactly.
stabbed. Yeah,
Be a
exactly.
nice person. It's not
Yeah,
that hard.
yeah, it's not that hard.
Someone someone tells you to piss off, you tell them to have a nice day. It hurts more.
Yeah,
It hurts more.
literally, yeah, true. It makes them even more pissed. Yeah, yeah. And there's one more thing about Among Us, just quickly. So name a few people, but who are the most annoying people slash snakes to play with in Among Us?
I mean, I can name a few
Oh,
others who were probably worse,
yeah,
but
go for it.
I have a mate, Luca. He just doesn't know what he's doing.
That's true, yeah.
uh,
Kind of.
I have been betrayed by Miranda a lot, like
Yeah,
like
Miranda is a bit of a
the
snake.
absolute trust I put in, and then just the stabbing in the dark corners, but you, my boy, just
so I feel like I bend the rules a fair bit. Yeah, I say you should trust me, and then like next minute, bang, like it's hilarious.
uh, I couldn't even get mad either, just because it was
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious. Yeah. Um,
uh,
who
good
else?
old times.
I reckon Jacinto was a bit of a snake as well. Like the way she'd give like directions or something after she killed was just like you couldn't picture it. You'd think
The
she's
thing is,
innocent. Yeah.
yeah, the thing is, Jacinta was really smart about it. Like,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
like
That's
I remember her and I had plotted out like every time we played as like a big group with like that our group and then my group of mates. I remember we'd always like hang back. We'd see who does tasks, whatnot. We'd memorize all the facts. We get really big brained about it, and then
yeah, true. No, it's
yeah,
pretty funny playing that kind of snake type of person because that you think you trust me and you think you don't. So like, yeah, and I
you
get
have
voted
to
out
have at least
sometimes.
one.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
have to have at least one snake in the group, or else it's too civilized. We
Yeah,
want chaos. Chaos is fun.
yeah. No, there were people who, I reckon too civilized. Like I reckon Maz, no offense, but she was too civilized. Like to a point where you could snake her pretty easily in Among Us. It was the funniest thing.
Yeah, but she's such a nice person though. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh,
I suppose she had her own tactic going on. Like, be nice to everyone, and they won't snake you. It
that's true.
works
Yeah, yeah.
most of the
It
time.
did
It
work
worked most of the time,
most of the time.
except for my heartless friends who didn't care.
Yeah, that
Just
is
reading through
true.
the list.
We'll move on from Among Us now because yeah, we could go on for hours
Like
about
the game, it's
Among
long
Us.
past.
Yeah, it's long past. Yeah. Um, I know your dad is heavily involved in baseball, like
Mm.
and sometimes he's too invested in like the cricket baseball comparison. So talk us through that and what it's like, mate.
Well, dad scouts for the Philadelphia Phillies in the States, which is a
Yeah.
professional baseball team. So, he's obviously quite knowledgeable about the game, and he loves his sport, and, he loves cricket because it's, probably one of the closest things you can get. And I suppose he knows inside information, like it's always fun to go out in the cricket field and watch some guy throw it like 2 meters
That's
and
true.
just go, oh, throw it like that, fool, you imbecile.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he's dad is great. He knows, he's so knowledgeable about the game. I'm not exactly the best student, I must admit. I confess I'm not a good student, but he knows
yeah,
his stuff, and I can I know for a fact that a lot of people have been benefited by his coaching.
yeah, that's really good, mate. And would you say the movie Moneyball like heavily relates to the stuff your dad does, like baseball wise?
Oh, Moneyball. Yeah. I mean, well, he'll go around Australia, some parts of Asia too. So he'll go like Korea, Japan, Beijing sometimes. Um, yeah, it's around there, and he'll just check out, young prospects, kids who look like they can do really good, and
Yeah.
he'll say, "I want you. I think you're good." Like, preseason, I was training with this kid, Nico, and Dad described him as possibly the number one prospect to come out of Australia since, you know, yada yada. Like
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You ever heard of Liam Hendricks?
I think so, might have, yeah.
I think currently he's the best relief pitcher in baseball, which I think Dad signed. Dad initially signed him to the Twins
Is he
back when he was with
Aussie
them.
or?
Yeah, he's Aussie. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, I think I saw that on the news. Like, isn't he earning a fair bit of money, or is that the
Oh
wrong?
yeah, no. I mean, again, like he's the best relief pitcher in baseball.
Yeah, yeah, I saw
They
that.
pay top dollar. Like when you're good, it pays to be good, I suppose.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and my mate Nico, I mean, he'd be, he's he got slide tackle at school, so he needed a knee reconstruction, which
Ooh,
killed his season. Which
that's
I feel
tough.
so bad about it. But you
Yeah.
know, like if he gets back into shape and he gets his form going, because like we get so my family friends, he's got a storehouse, yeah, and he's put a net in it, so like we'd play cricket there and we'd be able to do baseball stuff there. There's a little gap between posts about that wide, and the
Yeah.
balls, mind you, were about that big.
Yeah.
Nico was hitting them so hard, they were compressing themselves enough to fit through that tiny of a gap.
That's
And
incredible.
like
Yeah.
yeah, and he nearly killed my mate too. So just by hitting it back through the hole, he dodged it gracefully. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
But he's such a good player, and if he ever gets big leagues, which Dad strongly encourages, he's gonna get top dollar, and it's fantastic to play alongside someone like that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, hopefully he can make it to the big league, and yeah, that'd be incredible as well for baseball, like in Australia as well. Yeah.
Yeah, Dad's always saying, it's too small in Australia that we don't get enough, I suppose, support or whatever. He's not wrong. I mean, there is so much talent. Like he'll go around, he'll go around cricket teams. Think if that guy's got a good arm, I'm going to try and get him into baseball. Like one of my mates, Declan, he was an elite cricketer. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he,
Yeah.
he was very good at cricket. Like making Wizards teams in under 12s and whatnot. It was incredible. And Dad's like, why don't you come out for a season of baseball? He fell in love with the game, and now he's really good at really good at baseball. Like trying to go big.
Oh, I think I know him. He's like probably a mate of a mate. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. His
Probably. Yeah.
name in the cricket community is back then. His name was big. All the good players would get big names like Marcus. You ever heard of Marcus Jackman?
Maybe. Yeah.
He's a big name. He plays Premier Cricket now. He's gone. And
That's
Dad, I
crazy.
remember I played a season of baseball with him because Dad got him down, and he dominated. You know,
Yeah. Great.
and
Yeah. Just baseball is just interesting how it relates to cricket, and hopefully um Australians can make it big in baseball. Like, yeah, because it's not our main
yeah,
sport, but yeah, fingers crossed in the future.
it definitely improved the Australian cricket side apparently because yeah. Another story. Mike Trout, who he played major leagues and he's come back for coaching and whatnot. I think the Australian cricket team or something. It was either Australian or British cricket team. They hired him.
Yeah.
And he taught them basic stuff. Like don't go down to one knee when fielding the ball. You know, throw it like behind your head and get that through. And all of a sudden, they got incredibly good. They won the World Cup or whatever. I think
Shit.
I think it was. I think that's the story. Then the British they got rid of him, and then the British team picked them up. They got really good, and the Australians then brought him back. It's like, no, we can't have the British that good. Get back here, back.
Yeah.
Hold on there. And yeah, it just shows that it doesn't matter what level of cricket you're playing, it'll affect it. It's better to get it young though, because if you
Yeah.
master those techniques young, then
Yeah, exactly right. Because the younger you are, the more chance you have of making it big, essentially.
mm,
Yeah. Um, we'll move on now to like interesting slash famous people you live near. So, and they're also controversial. So, talk us through the two people, the two main ones you live near.
oh, okay. So I'm not too sure whether he lives near here anymore, but I know he did. Stephen Danks, the dude who supplied Essendon back in the day with the the
How
drugs,
should we
which
call it? Yeah, the drugs.
unfortunately for me, I'm a bit of a member. So
Yeah.
as you can imagine, I'm not too happy to see him around. But
Yeah.
my dad was my dad would
What?
just go around striking up conversations with him.
With
No, I,
Steve?
I don't know what they were about, but I just remember my mum and I, who are avid Essendon supporters, just you're dead to us. Yeah, we don't know you.
Yeah,
But then
exactly.
obviously we're all good. Yeah, and oh So he's like the controversial one, but another Essendon bloke, Jaden Laverde, who lives 2 doors down from me. He was one of my favorite players before I even knew he moved here. But
That's
you know,
amazing.
arguably he's not the best player in Essendon, but he's good. And ironically, two of my good mates, John and Massimo, their surname is Laverde, and they are cousins
related?
with.
Oh wow,
They're cousins. Yep.
that's
So I've
sick.
met. It's always funny because I just remind them that I've met their uncle, and they just go, "Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You're neighbors with them."
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah.
Then it's always fun because you get some of the big Essendon player names just coming down, coming to Jaden's house, for a beer or whatever. We'll always hear it at midnight, but it's always fun to just peek out the window like, oh, there's Connor McKenna, Mason Redmond. Oh. My mum nearly had a panic attack the first time she met Jaden because
Really?
funny story how we met him.
Yeah.
I think his roommate's dog got out and came straight to us. So we looked after the dog for like a day, and Jaden came to pick it up. And Mum was like, "Hi, Jaden. I know your name because I'm an Essendon supporter."
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, you're a massive Essendon supporter because you're obviously a member as well. Like, obviously, I go for North, and we're both.
Well, we're both in for the
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on how Essendon will go like this season? Like,
Oh,
in terms of
I
ladder
mean, we got.
wise.
I mean, we've done it before. We've come back from
0-2.
the hell, and we've gone through hell and back. We've come back.
That's true. Yeah.
Like 2018 season, I think, was literally just a string of comeback victories. But I don't think lightning strikes that many times. But
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think it struck twice, but not third or fourth time. But it's only the second game of the season. We never know. I mean, oh no, I've just remembered a thing. Someone, I think it was my dad, told me. I don't think no footy team has ever lost the first 2 games of the season, then won the grand final. So
yeah,
it's not looking too good for us. But you never know.
Yeah, that's true. Well, hopefully North can get a win as well tomorrow because I'm going to that Good Friday match.
Oh, are you in it?
Yeah, the doggies. Yeah, they're looking quite hot right now, so we're in some trouble.
I hope you don't blame me when I say I'm going for the Dogs because they are my second favorite team.
Yeah, they're probably my second favorite team as well. So yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. All right, new segment that's come across about a few weeks ago, called Quick Hands. So 5 quick questions. Norse pineapple and pizza, yes or no?
No, I just don't like pineapple. Just full stop.
Fair enough. What about that sweet savory thingy? Do you not like that combination?
No, I don't know. I honestly with pizza, I just like the good old classic. Maybe a bit of onions. I don't mind that, but just I don't know. I don't like too much on my pizza, or else yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Bowling or batting?
Batting.
Yeah, has to be because currently you're starring with the bat.
Yeah, currently I'm doing good.
Yeah, that's good.
But when that gets rubbish, I'll switch back to bowling.
Well, this one's a tough one. Favorite Among Us memory. Surely you can just name one and then dissect that really quickly.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was maybe. I definitely remember one time just managing to get a sneaky kill, and no one suspected me. They were all having to go at each other. I'm just there like, oh no, sorry. This was the best. Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so me and my other group of mates were playing, and so we don't know who the hell it is, and I just randomly go to one of my random mates, a guy named Josh too, and I go, Josh, what is the capital of North Carolina? I had nothing against nothing, no proof on him or anything. I didn't even suspect him. I'm just like, what is the capital of North Carolina? He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, guys, it's Josh. Vote him out of here. Get out. And yeah, no one voted him out. Anyway, 3 seconds later, he follows me. I'm like, I'm doing asteroids task. This is on the Polis map. I'm doing asteroids task. I zoom out. I just see him like, oh, and next thing I know, I'm dead. And I get a DM from him like, you were right. I should have remembered the capital.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's pretty
They I do miss them. I know it's a weird game, and it's get out of my head, get out of my head, all those memes and whatnot, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's lost a lot of a fan base, but it just was a good game. Like it was fun for the friends,
Yeah, I feel like if I didn't, I was in a Zoom with like the kids from Mac, yeah, who obviously, as well. But like, if I didn't get in a Zoom call and ask them to play Among Us, we probably would not have met and like jumped on a
Oh,
podcast. So yeah, it's pretty interesting how things work out, mate. But Among
yeah, they do.
Us, got to see what, yeah.
The world works in mysterious ways.
Yeah, that's true, man. Yeah. Next question. Future career, like, what kind of area are you headed?
Paleontology. I straight
Oh,
up,
man, interesting.
from like 5 years old, I've always wanted to be a paleontologist, and it's funny because one of my mates, he plays a lot of dinosaur games, and we all just
Yeah.
rip on him, and it's funny, but I'm just kind of there in the background like, yeah. That's the profession I want to get into. It's something that I genuinely find so incredibly interesting, and it's a science, and I like my science.
Yeah, that's true. Um, yeah, maybe if you become a paleontologist one day, I might have to get you back on and talk about the discoveries you make, or yeah, it's just an interesting field. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love a pair of spectacles and a pet velociraptor.
Oh, I'm sure you'll go well, mate. Keep it up. So, last one for quick hands. Name a few common phrases you use.
You donkey.
You don't care.
Yeah, usually it's just me trying not to. I think I just developed a habit, like in school, because if I say "you dumbass," the teacher might get a bit annoyed
Crazy,
with
yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
yeah, I kind of I had to find PG versions of the things I say, and yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's good.
imbecile too. That's a good one. You
Imbecile. Yeah,
imbecile.
that's really good as well. Another one I'd use is you're delusional. Yeah, that's the funniest one. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I should use the imbecile one as well. It's a funny insult because after that they're just like full on quiet and yeah.
just followed by a "Hey, shut up, man."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not an imbecile. You're an imbecile.
They just make the same comeback. It's just like pointless. Yeah.
When they have no comeback, that's just like a feeling of satisfaction. Like, I'm on top of you now, fool. I know everything
Yeah.
about you.
That's amazing. All right, next one. What motivates you the most and why? Do you have like common niche or something?
The fear of death. No,
No, okay, that's
oh, I mean, I suppose it would be something along that because I've had my fair share of just spacing out in my bed, just wondering about literally everything and nothing, and I think it's just I need to do something with my life, or else like it'll be a waste, I suppose. Like
yeah, yeah.
I've never placed it sucks to say, but I've never placed that high a value on my own life. Like I always thought of it as, if something happens, it happens.
Mm,
What do I do about it? Like that's just how it turned out. But I figure, well, while I'm here,
yeah.
while I'm, still got 2 arms, 2 legs, and a mind. I don't really need the arms or legs, do I? I just need my mind. As long as I have a mind, I may as well use it,
That's true.
And
Yeah.
whether it's good for good or for evil, I've yet to find out. Hopefully good, because but
Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
worst case scenario. You know, I'm not against the idea of becoming a supervillain.
Well, yeah, mate. Bit of a kingpin or something.
You'll you'll never be able to defeat me, Spider-Man. Now that I
Yeah.
have the power of the Let's Player. Watch this. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and I'm here to kick your fucking ass.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a thing I saw somewhere, and I love it. I
that's
quoted
amazing,
it.
mate. That's amazing. Yeah.
I get excited.
No, that's good. Love that, mate. All right. So 2021. Hopefully, COVID doesn't ruin it again. It's kind of back in Queensland. Fingers crossed. Never in Victoria again. But what are your top three goals for this year? What do you want to achieve, Norse?
All right, so I've been gifted a couple pathways in my cricket. So
Yes, sir.
if I work on it really hard and I impress the right people, I may have a shot at Premier Cricket, which is good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Then
100%.
from Premier, I can get into some big stuff. Maybe West Australian team if I ever get good. That's ambitious of me, but yeah, I mean, according to my dad, I have a US citizenship, which I don't know how, but apparently I do, and which means if America gets a team, I can play for it. So,
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah,
which it'd be a bit of a betrayal, but
it's doable.
worth
Yeah,
it. Yeah. So that's one. Two. I suppose just passing. Well, number two would be my big one. Just passing the year on a good note. Like my
100% same.
my math this year has been the best it's ever been. I've never done this good at math before.
That's
Like
amazing.
first test 100%, second test I passed. That's all we need to know. And third test which hasn't happened yet, but I'm looking good for it.
Are you doing matrices or?
No, we did make. I got 100% on that one. The matrices
Oh
test.
yeah, yeah. It looks so easy. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Then I did not. I passed the measurement test,
Measurement.
and yeah. So like area and volume and surface area. And
Ooh, that's
it
interesting.
was difficult. It was difficult, but and I honestly trig, and we're doing trig now, which I
What?
hopefully.
Yeah, we're not doing that right now. Ours is like completely the opposite. We're doing like we started with recursion and all that, then linear graphs and relations, and now we're doing matrices. So I think your school and ours, we're just doing things in the opposite direction, which is
Yeah,
fun.
I mean, it'll be a bit weird, just going, oh, I just passed my test, like, haha, we beat that test. You want to know all the answers? How do you
Yeah.
know? You go to my school? No, you don't.
Yeah, exactly right. Um, uh,
And
what's your third goal?
third goal, be happier, honestly. Like,
Yeah, more
yeah,
happiness.
I was like a couple weeks ago, I was very, very stressed out, man. Like to a bad point. It's an unhealthy point, but you know, I'm 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 here still.
Nah, you got this, man.
Yeah,
You got this. Just, yeah,
yeah, and there's always you got to take the good with the bad. Like with the bad will come every now and again. You just got to bounce back. Like a bull bouncing off a wall and hitting you in the face because that happens sometimes.
that's
It's
true.
happened a lot more than you might think.
Yeah, it happens all the time, but the ability to bounce back is important, which I reckon you have. So if you can, yeah, I reckon everyone like has their ways of managing stress, and if you can master that way, then you're in good stead, mate. Which is good.
Yeah, I've still finding ways to do that, but you know, actually is a good thing for everyone. Sport sport is a great way to take your mind off it.
100%.
Yeah, and honestly, if you need to vent and get anger out, I suggest gaming. I mean, as long as you're in a quiet space and you don't disturb half the neighborhood, which unfortunately I'm I'm very famous in my neighborhood for doing that.
And you don't spend too long on it as well.
Yeah,
I used to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great way to vent. I mean, as long as you don't as long as you know that at the end of the day, none of this matters. Like if you get pissed at a friend for doing something, never stay pissed at them, or else it's gonna lead to more stress and whatnot. It's a good like it's a good stress reliever. I feel because you get angry at a guy, shoot him in the forehead in game. In game, this is important.
No,
In
not in
game.
real life, guys. Yep, not condoning that. Yep.
But yeah, look, it's great, and there's that absolute feeling of doing well. If you need a feeling of accomplishment, like that'll come. It's just an easy rush. Like
Yeah, I
it's
completely understand.
a legal rush. Not we don't
Not
like them illegal rushes of
yeah,
happiness.
none of that. Yeah,
It's yeah, and don't get too excessive with it. That's another thing. Just keep
yeah,
it keep it keep it simple. Keep it
balanced.
yeah,
Yeah,
keep it balanced. Yeah, you'll be happy by the end of it.
yeah. Like we were during lockdown.
Hell yeah. Like
Hundred
that
percent.
that was a tough time for everyone, man.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah,
I yeah, we found light in the dark. It was great.
yeah. It was amazing. Yeah. And lastly, Norse. I'm sure you know. You can ask me one question. Nothing about the podcast. Far away.
Easy. Oh, okay. Started thinking about this and then I forgot it. But
No, good.
uh what do you hope to accomplish this year, man?
What do I hope to accomplish? Yeah, interesting. So let's do like top three goals for me as well.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm hoping to get a 40 study score in PE because I'm doing 3-4. That's not going to plan at the moment. My first sack wasn't the highest, which I wasn't proud of because I know the content inside out, just like the wording. The simple marks get me, but like 6 markers and stuff, I like nail. So that's my issue. Another goal would be making states in running, mate. That's my big goal. I hope I
Oh,
can do it. Like literally been grinding out the running since like end of last year, so fingers crossed I can do that.
yeah, it's
Um,
it's you've
yeah,
got the stuff for it, man. I believe in you.
yeah, thanks, Norse Legend, mate. And probably number three would be just like challenging myself, like trying new things. Like probably my main goal would have been getting a part-time job, which KFC have accepted me, bro. But I'm still waiting for like the call up, to like enter the realm. So hopefully that
Get
goes
some
well. And
shifts, man.
yeah, get some shifts during these
uh
holidays. Yeah, so that's probably my main three, I reckon.
yeah, well, good luck with that, man. Like money. Money's
Money,
always good. Can never go wrong with money.
yeah, that's true.
Oh, you can, but
Yeah, you can if you go all in and no direction.
I trust you enough to do the right thing with it.
Yeah, yeah, cheers, mate. Um, yeah, that's basically about it. Was everyone, thanks for tuning into another episode of a Jez and Friends podcast. But push yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. Norse, mate, it's been a while. Hopefully we can catch up, like maybe during the
Oh,
holidays in person or something.
hell yeah, man. Like
Yeah, for sure,
we
bro.
got time galore.
Yeah, I'll give you a buzz or you give me a buzz, like, and yeah, we'll catch up. And yeah, good to reminisce about old times. Yeah, all the best for what lies ahead, bud.